Hi everybody, welcome back. If you don't know, my name is Cooper. So today we're doing a home updates video. I'm going to be designing my new dining area, and I also got some thrift finds and some new plants that I wanted to show you guys. So if you've watched my channel before, you might be a little bit confused as to where I am right now in my apartment, but I'm actually opposite to the windows in my living room. And I purposely have been kind of hiding this area from you guys because I have had this dining table for a while now and only recently got, the rest of the pieces for my dining room. And so I didn't want you guys to see it until this video. You know what I mean? For this dining room, I wanted to keep it really light, bright, and airy just because it already is kind of in the middle of my living room and I didn't want things to feel too cluttered or feel like there was too much furniture going on and stuff like that. So I actually found this dining table on Facebook Marketplace. It was $25, which I am so happy about. It is this kind of like oaky, nice warm wood. In my space, I'm trying to mix woods, that way I don't have to stick to one, and it also just like makes for a more visually appealing space in my opinion. So I got this really nice honey oaky wood, and I thought it would go really well, with the light and airy vibe that I'm trying to go for over here. This table can actually fold out to seat up to 8 people, so if I'm ever feeling, particularly nice and I want to have friends over for a dinner party or something like that, I think this is a great option, especially since it, folds down to, a 2-person dining table. So if you also noticed, I have this IKEA sconce right here. Prior, this was in the middle of the wall, but I moved it over here because I got a really cool plant for my wall that I'm going to show you guys. In my personal opinion, this is not my favorite thing. I don't love the look of this sconce in particular. I recently also bought a really cool vintage Danish sconce, and I may or may not have paid more for shipping than the actual sconce, which is a little bit oof. So now I'm going to show you guys my new dining chairs that I love so much. So these are my new dining chairs. They are so beautiful. They're like this kind of walnut, oaky wood as well. I would say they're a little bit darker than the dining table, but they still fall within the same realm of the tone of wood. They also have this really beautiful blue upholstery with these little like white speckles around it, and they are incredibly comfortable. That is something that I really wanted because my desk chair in my apartment right now isn't super comfortable, which was kind of maybe not the best purchase on my end, but I was moving in and I just wanted some basic furniture, so I wasn't looking super hard. But these I love so much. They are definitely more mid-century leaning, which I like. I still have to tie in some of those elements from the living room because I think having just this table on its own and having a more modern chair would really make it not feel cohesive with the rest of the space, which is extremely important to me. I think they were a really great purchase. I also got these on Facebook Marketplace, just like my table, and they were only 20 bucks. So I am very happy about that. As I said before, I really wanted the design of this dining room to feel a little bit lighter than the rest of the space. So instead of getting, a huge piece of art for, the wall behind me, I opted for getting really unique plants for the space because I thought a more darker, moody dining area, it would have really like brought down the space. And I still want to feel like I'm able to be productive in my apartment rather than it being like this extremely dark and moody space where I just am gonna fall asleep. I want to feel like it's bright and airy because that is what personally inspires me to be productive, get work done, and all that. So I think plants are a great way to do that. So the first plant I wanted to talk about is so cool. Oh my gosh. I recently went to this new plant shop that actually one of you guys recommended I go to in the comments. I found these 2 absolutely gorgeous plants for my dining room, and they could not be any more perfect. So the first plant that I found is this really cool wall-mounted kokedama fern. So if anybody doesn't know, basically what a kokedama is a moss ball with a plant growing out of it. Basically what they do is they kind of wrap the moss ball up in twine so none of the dirt or any of that falls out, and it creates for this really interesting look that is, in my opinion, really cool. And so I got this one. It's super cool, and it's mounted on a piece of tree bark, which I think is always great because I love incorporating more natural elements into my apartment, considering my building thing is so modern. So now I want to talk a little bit about this plant. I am not exactly sure what kind of plant this is, and I just got it, so I feel a little bit silly because I don't remember. So the plant shop that I have been frequenting is called Arium in Portland, Oregon, if anybody knows them. And they have this little plant gallery area, which I absolutely love. And they have really cool sculptural plants in there with like a bunch of rocks and moss, and they're all like very designed, which I think is so unique and amazing. So this one in particular has this really nice ceramic pot. You guys know I love ceramics and I love incorporating them into my space. And it also has like this little almost rock garden on the top of it. There's a large rock and then there's a bunch of little ones for the top dressing, which is just like decoration. And they also put some little pieces of moss on top of it, which I really love. I think it looks so cute and I really like it in the middle of this table because it looks like a little mini tree. And you know, working at the dining table is really nice, especially if you have like two plants right here. Another thing I wanted to mention was, you know, just decorating the tabletop very intentionally because it is such a light oaky colored table and I have a lot of darker woods in my apartment. So I think, you know, being very intentional about the decor that you place on top of it is very important. And because it's such a small table, there's only a limited amount of things that you can put on it. So the first thing I wanted to put on it was obviously a plant, and I thought a ceramic pot would be perfect because it'll incorporate the dining room into the rest of my apartment, which has lots of ceramics just around in general. I also thrifted this beautiful candlestick holder. Okay, so here's the candlestick holder. It is this like walnut kind of boxy candlestick holder. I thrifted it today. It was only $9, which honestly I thought was a little bit much for just a little wooden candle holder, but I just loved it too much not to get it. The reason why there is a candle in here right now while I'm showing it to you is because I got gifted recently this beautiful candle. I believe it's like either Danish or Swedish designed. I'm not exactly sure since it was a gift. And when I saw this candle holder, I thought, oh my gosh, this will be perfect for the candles I just got. And so I thought this would also be a great addition for my dining room table because it doesn't take up very much space, but it also incorporates the element of a darker wood. So it'll make things look a little bit more cohesive and intentional. So this is my almost completed dining room. I have been thinking about either incorporating a really small piece of art somewhere or something like that. But for now, this is what I'm working with. And I'm hoping to get that sconce in so I can get this one out of here because it does still look a little bit off. But overall, I really love this area. It's very nice to have a place to sit and eat as well, especially going without that for about 6 months. So I'm extremely happy to have furniture here. And before I go, I wanted to mention to anybody that this is not a fast process and it shouldn't be a fast process. So you know, if you get so extremely lucky that you're able to find furniture you absolutely love immediately, that's amazing. But unfortunately, that's not the case with me. I know this was probably a shorter video, but I wanted to update you guys on what I've been doing around the apartment, and there's lots more to come, so, you know, don't worry. And yeah, I hope you're having a great Sunday or whatever day you're watching this. And as always, you can find me on Instagram at Cooper Osinski Interiors, or you can visit my website, cooperosinski.com, where you can send me an email and book a consultation with me, and I'm happy to help you design any room or space that you'd like some help with. And yeah, that's it for today. So bye.